Hey everyone, welcome back to the Parallel Universes Bureau playthrough. This is the last episode from Volume 1, Episode 13, Sweet Dreams. Let's play. I'm really excited about the ending of Volume 1. I'm excited to see what happens in Volume 2, who will be the main character. I think my ending's gotta suck. My stats are horrible. The Parallel Universes Bureau, Volume 1, the last episode from Volume 1, Episode 13, A Dream of Drifting Clouds. The unconscious realm, an ephemeral space existing above the supernatural realm, an atmosphere between the void realm and the rest of reality, populated by strange, indistinct beings. As it is not technically real, only the very few possessing particularly powerful dreaming abilities have traversed the place. Interesting. I am not one of those people, yet here I float. What happened? My body is sluggish and unresponsive, floating weightlessly across this vista of pink clouds. The same thought returns again and again. This doesn't happen. It can't happen. I shake my head, hair ruffled by an unknown wind. Rowan, what did you do? Did you send me here? The only points of reference are distant mountaintops poking through the clouds. Everything else is vast, endless sky. My eyelids grow heavy. Consciousness slips from my grasp. I drift into a doze. No. No sleeping. Time, like everything else in the unconscious realm, is unclear. I understand as I rouse just how little experience the Parallel Universes Bureau has with this place. Nothing changes. The clouds roll along as they have since clouds first formed without aim or end. I worry this may be permanent, that I may remain in this ocean of solitude forever. Despite my panic and fear, this place is soporific. I sleep, wake, sleep again. I can fight it, no more than I can fight the tide. And soon I realize that these streaming tides are pulling me in a specific direction. I'm headed towards something, drawn by something. My hair and clothes stream in the wind. I'm moving incredibly fast. The sun rises and sets, rises and sets. The distant mountains approach only to melt like mirages. All but one. What's so special about this one? A strange spiral peak pierces the clouds, challenges the sky. With the speed of a jet and the ease of a seabird, I approach. It looks so familiar. What is it? Hours blur by in that long shadow. The mountain towers, vibrating with a quiet rhythmic intensity. Damn it, I can't think in this place. With the illogic of dreams comes the certainty that something is here. The frustration is so potent that I end up calling out like a helpless fool. Hello, is anyone out there? I need some help. I know nobody is here. I haven't seen another soul the entire time I've floated in this realm, but then something shifts, and I feel somebody begin to exist. Hello? Some small measure of bodily control returns. I rotate slowly in the air and face this new presence. Locke? Are you asleep, Locke? Hi. His body is semi-transparent. His clothes have been replaced by a shapeless nightshirt. Even so, it's unmistakably him. Is that you? It's me. My mind fills with the possibilities of demons, dream beings, possessing spirits. I cast them aside. That vaguely anxious smile he's giving me is far too difficult to feign. And why Locke, if they were to choose a form to ape? Did you come here to help me? I don't know, I think so. I just heard you calling and I came. How did you hear me calling? I don't know, I just did. Were you awake when you heard me call? No, at least I don't think so. Everything's kind of... He wiggles his hands vaguely. Kind of crazy, isn't it? Usually I just dream about the plow or things back home, not all these clouds. You've never been here before? I mean, I'm dreaming, I'm not really here. But he is here, floating and real, responding with much more certainty than any dream. I understand instantly what is happening. Locke is a dreamer, one of the rare few who can traverse the unconscious realm, an ability which he doesn't even seem to know he possesses. So are you a dreamer, since you end up here? It makes sense. Dreamers are usually sensitive types, easily affected by prevailing moods and emotions, and Locke fits the profile. But what does that mean? Why is he here? Florence? Are you alright? You're staring at me. Oh yes, fine, just thinking. He must not be a very powerful dreamer, if he doesn't know that he's a dreamer. While I think, Locke turns to look at the mountain looming over us. What is this anyway? Something terrible is in there. You can feel it too? Of course, who couldn't? I'm not sure if that's a point for my sanity or against it. What do you think it is? No idea, it just feels wrong. I frown, fighting through dream-muddled senses. We're on the same page here, there. If I could just shake this dreaminess. Locke looks at me sidelong. What? Nothing, just... I think I can help. Help how? Locke shrugs, distorting the vision of clouds through his transparent form. Okay. Dreams don't usually offer explanations. That makes sense. I try to order my thoughts through the sludge of my mind. What should I be doing then? That you'll help with. That's easy, just concentrate. That's it? Locke lifts his arms. Looking at his soft smile, my mind clears slightly. Whether he knows what he's doing or not, it's helping me pierce through the distortion of this realm. Oh, fuck me. I can't concentrate, I don't have enough stats. Help me. Two more. Fuck. Locke nods, drifting closer. I think you need to fit into this place better. That's vague. That's okay, it's just a dream. They're not supposed to make sense. He touches the fingers to each of my temples and looks deeply into my eyes. Let yourself be carried along. Understand that this place is natural, accept what is. Close your eyes and then open them and see. It happens in an instant. The fog clears. My thoughts become sharp and precise, like he threw a bucket of cold water in my face. Focus. What do you see? Locke's guidance brings me inside and through and deeper. The logical event within me rebels. The logical agent within me rebels, instinctively fighting this impossible mysticism, and what I see is murky as a result. The vision comes in glimpses and shadows. I squint through Locke, trying to see what I'm supposed to see. A cave and a rock formation, it's night. Good, what else? Cold, it's really, really cold. I close my eyes and try to clear my vision. It's like trying to walk straight while being drunk. One foot wrong and you spin and... An avalanche of pain. I'm snapped sharply back, flailing into the confines of my body. Florence, what happened? I scrub my eyes, pushing away the headache. I'm still here, in the unconscious realm, returning to myself. I don't know, there was a cave, some rocks, it hurt too much to stay. That's it, just a cave? That's all I got. Locke floats closer, touching a hand to my arm. I don't think we should stay here. This place feels wrong. Nothing has changed after that vision, just endless stretches of pink clouds and distant mountains. What are we supposed to go? Where are we supposed to go, though, and how? The barman looks at me with his usual good-natured confusion. You're a strange one, Florence. It's a dream. He reaches out and taps me lightly in the middle of my forehead. All you need to do is wake up. And I wake up. That's simple. The cold stones of the throne room floor leave my body aching. I'm back in the supernatural realm, back in my actual physical form. A thought which comes with a flood of relief. What a surprise. You're up far earlier than I expected. What did you do to us? Only what was required to protect what is mine. I blink my vision clear and take him in, Rowan, enormous and serpentine, body coiled around the throne. And did you? We shall see. Albert stirs first, slowly sitting up and clutching the side of his head. Ugh. Albert, have a good rest. As the others regain consciousness, Albert is already reaching for his fallen sword. Nice try, Rowan. We recovered from you, whatever it was you did. A shadow falls over me. I look up and see Orion, battered but already standing. He offers me his hand. Are you well? Well enough. Orion helps Glim to her feet next, then Nettie. We shift into formation without discussion. Albert and Orion in front, me in the center, Glim and Nettie at the back. Even I do not understand your aims, Rowan. Is this a test? Everything is a test, Orion, in one way or another. Yet another cryptic non-answer. A bitter taste rises at the back of my throat. I've had enough of this. You lack the courage to stand up to Rowan. Nice. Those indistinct visions of cold and murky caves linger at the back of my mind. Would I have even escaped if Locke hadn't come along? Would my consciousness have been subsumed entirely by that alien world? Thanks, Locke. It scares me. Rowan scares me. For all my seniority, my anger, the odds are stacked so high that I can't even imagine toppling them. For now, we'll have to bend the knee. Florence, what is it? You look so strange. I suck. I didn't have two stats to not suck. That's what's happening. Just a bad taste in my mouth. With Albert and Orion shielding me, I speak the words I do not want to speak. There's no need for this to end in bloodshed, Rowan. Tell us what you want. In regard to what? You must be more specific. To give up the throne, to stand aside, what's your price? You must have one. Utter disgust ripples through me at his pleased, sibilant hiss. He has the throne. What is this about? One way or another. Ah, no, there's a tasty morsel. His head lowers until your eyes are stinging from his poison breath. Understand this, human. This is not a negotiation. You will give me what I want, or... Well, nothing. There will be no or. Blazing hatred rages behind Orion's impassive stare. Speak your price, serpent. I will, and you won't like it. His enormous head looms, drawing terribly close to the comparatively tiny fairy. I want what is yours, Orion, all of it. Your lands, your throne, your people. Cede it all to me. What? But I thought that was already all part of your hoard. Yes, my point exactly. It is. What I ask for is his power, his control. Rowan turns and slithers, coiling himself tighter around the throne. This is mine now. You may still govern. I have no desire to publicly rule, but I shall hold the power. I shall make the decisions. Do you understand, Orion? Orion is visibly sickened. His fists tremble with immense, important rage. You wish for me to be a figurehead, a puppet dancing on his master's strings. Wasn't this all the way like that? I do. And if you want to say what is yours, what was yours, you shall submit. The undercurrent of the serpent's hiss grows louder, more irate. Ex-Lord Orion, I am not making a request. Approach me. Step by humiliating step, Orion approaches the great snake. Don't do this, Orion. Don't let him have that power over you. I have no choice, Sir Knight. I regret every decision I made. This is a bad ending. He turns his head and fixes Albert with an ironic smirk. Like you, I must do my duty. A few steps bring him to the foot of the stairs, approaching the throne. Rowan chuckles with delight. The great and mighty Orion of the deep woods brought so low. What would they think of you now? The silence is terrible in Orion's rebellious gaze. I fear Rowan might eat him whole, then and there. But he doesn't. He speaks his command, a single word, terrible in its finality. Kneel. My lord. I know, Gleam. Do not concern yourself. Unlike others, I do what is necessary to protect those under my care. Slowly, Orion kneels, head bowed, eyes lowered, prostrate before the enormous serpent. Very good, very, very good. That's a fine position for you, Orion. Rowan slithers away, clearing the path to the halls beyond. Now, you have other things to do, don't you? Yes. Yes, what? Yes, my lord. Jeez. We depart quickly. Roland's pleased hiss follows us all the way down the hall. That can't have been easy. Orion's jaw is clenched so tight I fear his teeth may shatter. It matters not. All will be well when I exact my vengeance upon those who put me in this position, and a great and terrible vengeance it will be. What's the point? What's the point? Even if you defeat Angus and Violet, what's the point? Our heads are on swivels as we race down the hall, searching for any clue of where Angus and Violet have gone. We lost time with Rowan, a lot of it. Has their trail gone cold already? Don't tell me they got away. They will not escape. I shall hunt them to the ends of the earth if necessary. That's nice, but we need to... Shh, hear that? We stumble to a halt. Nettie holds up a hand and bends, listening intently. Faintly, further along, I hear it too. Two raised voices carrying down the echoing hall. That's her voice, Lady Violet's. I'd know it anywhere. And Angus. I creep forward and peer around the pillar. This hall runs along one side of a wild-grown garden, one of the many areas of the court I've not yet gotten the chance to see. It's them, all right. The two fairies fly just a few inches off the ground, locked in a heated argument that blocks out all else around them. Of course they got distracted yelling at each other. Albert's hand drifts down to grip the hilt of his sword. What's the plan, Florence? It's a good question, one I don't have an answer for. Well, let's return to the basics facts. We need that medallion back, everything else is irrelevant. So what are we waiting for? Let's go take it. No, we have to remember they are cowards. If we come at them in force, they'll likely flee. We need to get close without causing panic. Besides, they're too strong right now. We have our own powers, but that medallion has almost all of Orion's strength. A frontal assault would be tantamount to suicide. Besides, if they take to the air, I cast an uneasy glance at Albert. Some of us are still earthbound, understood. Gleam, having pondered the idea in silence, raises her hand. As long as you keep them distracted, my invisibility should let me sneak up without being noticed. Would that work? I think it would, as long as the rest of us keep them talking. Orion, any advice? You've known them longest. Their arrogance shall be their downfall. Do not flatter, do not threaten. Provoke their vanity, and their pride shall unleash them better than anything else. So get them angry, hurt their feelings. I can do that. Yeah. It's not much of a plan, but it's a plan. I square my shoulders and take in a breath. Alright everyone, we've taken a few odd turnings, but this feels like we are close to the end. Once this is over, the job I came to Belchester to do might actually be done. She's surprised. I am too. Incredible, isn't it? I never thought this would happen when I called for assistance. Me neither. New energy flows through me. I feel awake, aware, enthusiastic to a level I haven't felt since my teens. Honestly, when I showed up here, I was tired of my job. Life was draining. I felt stuck in a way that was just indescribable. I was choked by red tape and egotism every single day. Being in this forest has made me feel alive. Meeting fairies and pixies right out of my childhood storybooks has excited me. I'm finally doing something. A wide smile spreads across my face as I look through each of my companions in turn. Some of you might have tried to kill me, she says with a smile, but I can't deny that this case has brought me completely back to life. This case isn't over yet. In the face of such sincerity, even Nettie can't summon a smart comment. Sorry, that was kind of cheesy, just thank you. Whatever happens, I wanted to say thank you. You're welcome. Albert flexes his fingers, rolls his shoulders, and grins. Now let's go start a fight. Let's go! Striding through the tall grass and twisting flowers, all fear slows off me. I watch the two fairies pivot mid-air, eyes bulging in disbelief at our approach. You? That damned snake. He didn't even hold them for an hour. And you were nice enough to wait for us. How kind. Angus and Violet drew away from our group, arms raised in defense. The medallion gleams around Angus' neck, wrapping them both in an intense cloak of magical strength. What are you going to do? We're not giving you the medallion. I figured as much. You're too scared, you're too selfish, you're too cowardly. You're too scared. We'd never be scared of the likes of you. Come now, Violet. I know you're a better liar than that. Silence, you know better. If it weren't for your power, we'd never think twice about you. But I did have my power, and so you feared me. What is more, you would fear me still. Angus, wings buzzing, huffs an angry breath. What is your plan here, human? I know you have one. We're not giving the medallion back, not even if you beg on your knees. Stop talking for a second and I'll give you an answer. Quietly, Glim slips away from the group, her pixie dust cloaking her in a layer of invisibility. I can just about see the distortion of light as she moves in a wide arc around the garden. That's her part of the job started. Now I need to do mine. Shit! One stat! God damn it! I hate it. I just want to explain something to both of you. Classic. Keep them distracted. An ambassador to those who fly. Violet has a sharper eye than most for pixie invisibility. Her eyes beginning to wander, catch an odd bending of the light. Panicked, I shout and snap my fingers at her. Hey, I'm talking to both of you, pay attention. Provoked, she turns back with a sneer. You're not as important as you think you are, human. Are you going to tell us your plan or just keep barking? That worked. The attention is off from where Glim is creeping. I'm just gathering my thoughts. Yeah, we get it. You're both impatient. It is not impatience, human. We do not waste our time on those unworthy of us. Is that what your whole court is empty? Is that why your whole court is empty? Nobody was worthy. Nettie flicks me an instant glance. She's grabbing their attention, helping in her caustic way. Or is it that everyone found out how awful you both were and abandoned you the first chance they got? You, how dare you, I'll cut out your tongue. You can try. As we face off, a low rumbling approaches from the far end of the court. Christ, what now? The rumbling grows louder, even Angus and Violet turn to its source, apprehension growing each sound. Sammy, what is that? A large and powerful being, Agent Florence. Is it dangerous? Potentially. Loose stones scrape from the pillars and fall among the plants. Albert reflexively steps in front of me, swords raised. Then a great narrow head appears above the rooftops. It slithers along the top of the building, followed by a long writhing body, snaking down to the far end of the garden. We know it, of course we know it. There's only one gigantic serpent dragon in these woods, as far as I know. Didn't we just settle this, Rowan? Why are you here again? Silly boy, do you really think I'd miss the climax of all this drama? He spirals into a comfortable coil, settling down to watch. Go on, pretend I'm not here. Rowan will not assist you in your mission. Damn it! And it seems like he really means it. The great serpent stays put, watching us with narrowed eyes and clear enjoyment. Do you want something, Rowan? Just to enjoy the show, Lord Angus. You're not going to defend us against these interlopers. Perhaps we shall see. His attention flickers and holds on a far spot in the garden, exactly where Gleam is creeping invisibly along. My heart leaps into my throat, fearing he'll ruin our whole plan. But he doesn't. He just sits there, letting things play out how they will. Now, where were we? Oh yes, your little debate. As she often does, Nettie remains silent through most of the conversation. I've been watching her out of the corner of my eye, and while we all watch Rowan, she watches Gleam. Silently, carefully, her dark eyes follow the pixie. She's getting closer now. I can just about make out the distortion of light as Gleam lifts into the air and slowly approaches Angus and Violet from behind. It's a tense moment. Getting the medallion will require snatching it off Angus' neck. The second she does so, she'll be revealed. She can't be found out a second sooner. Nettie knows this. Her voice cuts through the silence following Rowan's display of intimidation. Hey idiots, did you know? There's something you two haven't realized. The skull speaks. What is it, girl? Slowly, a smirk spreads across Nettie's face. Nettie attempts to distract the favors. God, you two are embarrassing. You really think you're a lord and a lady, don't you? We have always been a lord and lady. Of what? A few pixies and a handful of goblins? Not exactly the Roman Empire. Angus is on the verge of responding when Violet touches his arm. Pay her no mind, Lord Angus. What do we care about the opinion of unremarkable humans? You're right, Lady Violet, as always. Gleam is painfully close. The shimmer of her invisibility is beginning to fade. It's a genuine effort to not give the game away. We need time, just a little more time. There's just one last card left to play. Lord Orion, I think there's something else these two are forgetting. And that is? This is your court. They are still weak compared to you. They're completely forgettable. This court is nothing special. This is your court. And it always shall be. An idiotic boast. Who holds the throne right now? Indeed, the throne is vacant, and the power is elsewhere. All I see are two fairies cowering in a garden. You should... Orion raises a hand for silence. This is my court, Florence. Allow me to address them. Your strong bond with Orion gives him confidence. Better do your job. Cause I can't. I don't have the stats. His smile, a momentary flicker, is telling. Beyond his duty, putting these two in their place will be a personal pleasure. All these years, and you two still have no idea of what is required to rule. It boggles their mind. You're the least of our concerns now, ex-lord. I should not be. If anything, I should be the thing you most fear. Oh yes, with your mighty army of free humans. Fortunately, Violet is too caught up in her bragging to notice that Gleam has gone. Do you think this is the extent of my army? Oh, Angus, you truly never learn. If you have seen how far I have gone to maintain peace, how much farther do you think I will go to end war? The fairy lord weaves music into his growing anger, commanding all our attention. I shall go to the deep woods. I shall gather those who know me by words and deeds. I shall array anger, spite, and vengeance of which you cannot begin to dream. Why haven't you done that? Fueled by my hate, I shall unite all beings of this woods against you, from the lowliest sprite to the mightiest minotaur. For all their differences, they shall have one commonality, a desire to see you ruined. His fists, white-knuckled tight, shake with overwhelming fury. We slew your horsemen and broke your goblin army with 3 humans and a pixie. If you do not step down now, then when I return, Orion's power sizzles, potent even in his weakened state. He practically spits his last words. Nothing shall remain of this court but ruined stone. Nothing will remain of you but a smear of red upon the grass, gone by the next rain. Holy shit. My words exactly. Angus Violet, return my medallion, I will not ask again. Fuck. You have failed to anger Angus and Violet. These sneers cut straight to my core. Ask as many times as you like, it will not happen. Fuck. The glinting of Glim's wings becomes more visible by the moment. Her fingertips brush the cord around Angus' neck, a breath away from claiming their prize. It happens too quickly to be prevented. Glim's fingers move her hair too far and brush the back of Angus' neck. He whirls around, halting nose to nose with a startled pixie. For a moment everyone is stunned, then Violet's mind kicks into gear, voice lifting to a shrill pitch. Angus, she's trying to steal the medallion. No. I move too late, far too late. Angus batters Glim with a point-blank barrage of magical pressure. Fuck. Her body jerks and writhes horribly, her sweet voice raises into a scream. You made Glim cry. Now I'm gonna end you. But in her last instant, she closes her fist. Her fingers catch the medallion, tearing it from Angus' neck. No. In his anger, Angus loses the last of his stolen power upon the pixie. She sails through the air and meets the stone wall with a horrible thump, then falls heavily into the dirt. Glim. Though weakened, neither fairy can keep up with Orion as he soars across the garden to meet the pixie's battered, whimpering form. Glim. No! What did you do to her? With a shaking arm, she lifts the medallion. Glim was injured retrieving the medallion. I'm gonna rage quit. This is not really happening. I have it, my lord. Unbelievable. Orion closes his hands around Glim's, the pain of seeing her hurt, reducing his composure to a single frayed thread. Thank you, Glim. He takes the medallion from the pixie and attaches it around his neck. No. He rises slowly, strength returning. The wind roars and screams as his power resumes in its habitual form. His eyes brim with murder. He turns, and where Angus and Violet fully know contains nothing more than empty air. Cowards to their last breath. They are gone, flying as fast as their wings can take them. Orion watches their flight with undisguised contempt. Florence, bring Gleam. We have much to do. I cross the garden and lift the pixie back to her feet. She staggers and softly cries, but manages to stay upright. I can't look at her like that. It is done. Come, all of you. I must sit once again upon my throne. How will you sit? There's a fucking snake on it. We return to the throne room and arrange ourselves at the foot of the stairs. Orion takes his place in silence, reverent and severe. Everything seems empty. Only Rowan joins him on that platform, having returned to his human guise. Now seems the time for your speech, Lord Orion. What is this? Doesn't make sense. Yet nothing comes, nothing but words of thanks and promises which must be fulfilled. He examines each of us in turn. Gleam, you have proven your loyalty more than anyone could possibly deny. It is by your hands, words and deeds, that I regain what is rightfully mine. I promised you something, so you shall have it. He gestures to the empty space Violet usually occupies. She's worth more than that. You shall take Violet's place as ambassador to those who fly. Apply your care to the pixies, fairies, and sprites as well as you do to me. They shall surely need your guidance in the times ahead. My lord. Of course, I do not ask you to take this role immediately. You have been injured, you must heal. There is also the matter of the life force sacrifice to give Florence her wings. It may take quite some time for you to recover. It is no matter. You shall be ambassador. Ensure you are well before I place this weight on your shoulders. Gleam smiles and lowers her head. Thank you, my lord. I'll do my best. With a nod, his attention slips to the next man in line. You have commanded yourself well through these battles, Sir Knight, far better than anyone could have expected. I would have preferred less blood and bruises, but it turned out okay in the end. For you! They both laugh, openly this time. Orion descends from his throne and stands eye to eye with Albert. The word of a fairy is not worth much. You have less reason to believe us than any other, regardless. He extends his hand. We shall have peace, Sir Knight. For now, and for as long as I remain on this throne. This I swear. Albert looks at Orion's hand, eyebrows raised. Can I believe you, Orion? I want to believe you. I have tasted all too keenly what it is like to be powerless. You may believe me. Their handshake is firm, sealing the contract is the only way that matters. Make sure you do. The next and final addressee has remained largely silent, with all eyes turning in her direction. She preempts us all. I know what you're going to ask. You want Olive. I do. I shall not lie. The thing is dangerous and must be contained. There's a frankness in his tone that halts even Netta's sharp retorts. I am terrified, Miss Kim, terrified of this great force and the malice it holds. Leaving it free to work its insidious magic so soon after regaining my throne, he shakes his head slowly. Terrible enough that you were tempted. I cannot imagine the pain it would cause to one without such an iron will. Is that a compliment? The highest I can give. Nettie regards him warily. What exactly do you want? Return the tome to me. Rowan and I shall lock it away and ensure it can never tempt another again. I fear I have little else you may want. For now, accept my immense relief that you were not harmed by my misjudgment. A tiny sniff of a laugh drifts through the silence. Yeah, okay. That and £1,000,000 should do nicely. Orion settles back into his throne. Now Rowan. Orion? Though Orion sits on the throne, the air in the room has changed. The seat of power is no longer the seat of power that stands to the side. Arms fold. Implacably powerful. Orion rules because Rowan allows it. Nothing changed. Absolutely nothing. These compliments and honors only exist because he lets them happen. We just came from point A to point A, basically. Don't mind me, Orion. You haven't said anything I disagree with yet. And when I do? Oh, you'll know, don't worry, you'll know. What changed exactly? The independence of his actions, of Orion's actions? Orion breaks the stair first. His head lowers, expelling his shame in a long, heavy sigh. Which brings us to the final meta. I've been listening so long that the sudden attention of the room startles me. Everyone is looking in my direction. Sorry? You have united the fairies and the humans, Florence. You have brought peace to the woods. She did absolutely nothing. What in short would you like? What boon do you demand of Lord Orion of the Deep Woods, Days Warden Nine's Guide? In response to this pompousness, Albert lets out a sharp snort of laughter. Bleed him dry, Florence. He can afford it. Ask for something crazy. An extra large charging station. I love Sammy. A rustle of laughter. I sense the changing times, the form they will take. Pixies, fairies, brownies, goblins, all returning to the court. Rumor and news spreading like wildfire, carrying the story of Orion's recapture of the throne, of the lambton worm hidden among them, of Albert and Nettie, of Glim. Soon I'm sure, the place will be chaos. We won't be able to move a thing. Everyone will want something. You know? Yes. I think more than anything, I'd like to have a few days to take a very, very well-deserved rest. Seriously? That's it? A few days later. Just your outfit for the finale. Composed, peaceful, unruffled. Everything. You know, seriously, I'm a bit disappointed. A bit. Let's go. Okay, twin plates, sideways. They're all nice. I like this long bob a lot. It's gonna be in different colors? Yes. All hairstyles. Okay, where was it? Like this. In conclusion, having addressed and resolved all disruptive elements in and around the Belchester court, I am confident that the area shall remain peaceful for the foreseeable future. What I mean is that the story went from point A to point A, and basically no one changed. None of the characters changed their minds, changed their perspectives. The previous rule, I am now back in power, is deeply thankful for pub intervention and newly committed to coexistence and cooperation. Other issues have arisen, but it is my view that nothing shall require pub intervention in the same capacity. Obviously, this strongness in the realms which Orion feels must be addressed. I cannot comment further at this time regarding that matter. I stop and look over the Sammy-generated transcription of my report. Sammy, am I forgetting anything? You suggested wishing to address the particular handling of this case by your superiors, Agent. Yes, I did, didn't I? The urge to scream in their faces about it is strong. I rapidly type out the next few sections. letting them know exactly how I feel about being thrown blind into a life or death scenario. Or they will care. Once that's out, I delete it all and replace with a simply worded request. Please refer to the final section of my report for my own role in this matter going forward. My wings flutter invisibly at my back, a reminder of just how different I am. Oh, okay, no, what I said was wrong. Something did change. She's got wings. And compared to the woman who first arrived in this town. Let me be clear, this is not a suggestion, nor a request. This is me telling you how things are going to be. If you have a problem with it, well, think about what might happen if I were to suddenly develop a case of loose lips about the egregious mismanagement you all have shown. So you want to be a whistleblower. A whistleblower doesn't say, I'm going to be a whistleblower. Just say. Your move, ladies and gentlemen. Best regards, Florence Lee. I drop back into my chair, letting out a pleased sigh. Stop recording. Conclude and compile report. Concluded. Compiling now. I nod, stretching out my legs and shutting my eyes. This chair has quickly become my favorite. I'm really going to hate leaving it behind. What are your plans for the rest of the day, Agent? I'll be going visiting. There's a few last things to address before I close this case for good. Okay. Nettie is closest and easiest. A short walk brings me to the village and up to her flat, where I find her alone. She greets me with a smile. Has Glim gone home already? Yeah, she had almost nothing to pack, so she left as soon as she could. I'm sure you're really missing having somebody else in your space. You know me. Nettie moves into the kitchen, turning on the kettle. Want something to drink? Coffee. Coming right up. Once our drinks are ready, we sit on the couch. So it's all over. What are you going to do now? Research, backup Albert, nothing too different than before. Exactly, nothing too different than before. Nettie glances uneasily at the bare space on her kitchen countertop. Her fingers tighten around her mug as if she's holding something lost. Have you returned Olive already? I went with Glim when she returned to the court, gave it back straight away. I couldn't even sleep with that thing in my flat. Orion was scared, Florence. More scared than he was of Rowan or the Dullahan. Just at the mere idea of what that book might have done. She studies the shifting surface of her tea. If I hadn't said no, would I even be myself? I can't exactly argue. Those are all legitimate fears. Nettie tenses, relaxes, and remembers to breathe. It's done. Olive argued all the way back, but I didn't listen. From what they told me, Orion and Rowan took it back to the library, put it under the much stronger barrier, then sealed the whole place so nobody could ever stumble on it again. Well, I for one am glad you haven't surrendered to the temptations of arcane knowledge. Yeah, me too. Shifting in her seat, she allows the stress to slide off her shoulders. So when are you leaving us anyway? My train is booked for tomorrow. One last chat with Orion and his thing is finally done. This thing. That's too bad. We've gotten used to you around here. High praise. Shut up, you know what I mean. She sets aside her teacup and pulls one leg under herself. Don't rush off so quickly. Orion can wait. I decide to stay a little longer. I suppose I can spare a little time for such a good client. A client? Harsh. Relaxing a little, she turns in her seat to face me fully. I was really prepared to not like you when you showed up. Oh, I could tell. I look around the apartment, clean, ordered, and practical in a way that perfectly fits the life she leads. Very little space for disruptions or unwelcome elements. It's understandable. Lots of people have a problem with pub agents interfering in their personal affairs, even if they asked for assistance. But you were different. You pushed Albert to call even if you had those reservations, didn't you? You needed help. When he told me about the existence of your bureau, it seemed like the smartest move. And if it didn't work, it's not like we couldn't just tell you to leave. Lucky us that it did. Lucky for you, anyway. Pardon me? Come now, how long do you think you and Albert would have survived without someone who actually knew what they were talking about? I would have been fine. I have Sammy, he's always available. It is true, I am online 24/7. This is me. And my screen time. And Albert? He's got practical experience. Right, I know what that means. Nettie puffs out a long breath and slides her fingers through her hair. It does seem kind of unbelievable that we made it through everything to this point, doesn't it? For me, anyway. Maybe you've seen it worse. Danger is danger, regardless of the severity. And you act so wise about it all. She straightens, clarity sharpening her gaze and making her suddenly serious. I don't say this often or at all, but thank you. Really. Thank you for everything you did. What? I make a show of studying her from each angle, eyes wide and alarmed. Just checking to see if you hit your head, or if someone was wearing you as a skin suit. Shut up, that doesn't happen. Her laugh cuts off suddenly. Right? Occasionally, one more story we'll get to share when we see each other again. That was nice. I tilt my face to meet the sun, leaves crashing underfoot along the old forest path. It's such a beautiful day. A persistent lightness has remained since restoring Orion to the throne. Working errands, maintenance, everything feels better, brighter, more appealing. One last meeting with Orion, then I can go back to London. God, what an insane concept. I thought this day would never come. You also thought that you would never escape the gaze Orion laid upon you. That too. Or that the Dillahan would execute you on multiple occasions, he says with a smile and a hat on his head. Party. Yes, thank you, Sammy. I don't need to be reminded of every brush with death. Oh, that... I slap Sammy into silent mode. Bloody AI. Shut up, Florence. Even that's the only AI that's actually cute. And not something that's horribly wrong. Even that can't truly ruin my mood. I see the bridge through the trees and quicken my step, knowing my work will soon be done. And not disturbing. AI. The court has bloomed back to its regular splendor, overflowing with Pixie's brownness and multitudes of guests. There's no fear now as I walk to the throne room. I'm known as much as Albert would be in this space. A knight from beyond the gate who helped bring peace back to the woods. For the last time I approached the throne. Greetings, Flores. A pleasure to have you in our court once again. Oops, slipped my tongue. Hello, Orion. How are things? Well enough. Free of weeds. The garden may bloom anew. Wise words. Shut up, Rowan. The court at large may not know, but that doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Everything, the little changes that even happen in the story, doesn't matter. Orion and I know where the real power lies. Any proclamations Orion makes will be Rowan's. Any decisions must meet with his approval. The leash is around Orion's neck, well and truly. Thank you, Lord Rowan. Rowan's victorious smirk is painful. Orion stares at him and swallows the indignity down. One particular figure is noticeably absent. Where's Glim? In the gardens. Her recuperation is proceeding, though it is difficult to convince her to rest. Orion bends forward on his throne, one arm propped against his leg. Now to business. Certain irregularities must be remedied. Yes. I climb the stairs and stand before the throne, allowing us to speak without being overheard. Do you still feel that wrongness in the deep woods, Lord Orion? I do. Has it changed at all? If it has changed, then it has changed so slightly that even my senses cannot capture it. That's the perfect phrase to describe this ending. The story as a whole. If it has changed, the ending, then it has changed so slightly that even my senses cannot capture it. I glance sideways at our eavesdropper. Rowan, can you feel it too? Oh, that? Faintly, perhaps. What do you mean, perhaps? My strength does not lie in my senses. That said, I see no reason why Orion would lie. How heartening to have your faith, Lord Rowan. I know. Anyway, if that's the case, we'll proceed. Under your guidance, Pub London will send an investigative team to look into the matter. Hopefully we'll be able to work out what it is and why it is, covertly of course. I understand you don't want to cause alarm. Neither do your superiors. Don't remind me. I'm still annoyed with them for that. There remains one issue. His fingertips trace the arms of his throne. We are at peace. The traitors have been expelled. Regardless, I cannot leave this place. But why? Like you said, Angus and Violet are gone. They may return. Others may take this opportunity to strike. As much as I would like to right this wrong, I fear I may be unable to. No need to worry. It's my throne. I'll be the one to protect it. There's no argument there. There can be. Orion surrendered the throne and accepted Rowan as the true power. Sensing his dismay, Rowan steps closer. What's wrong? This should make you happy, Lord Orion. You've been tied to this throne for well over a century. You can finally move freely, knowing the court is in good hands. Is it? Well, not that I have hands in my true form. Details. He gives me a smile that feels too fair than it is. Go on, Florence. Deal with your problems. I shall rule until he returns. Our discussion moves on to the finer details. Who will come, when, and what they will do. Within an hour we have a solid plan, and Sammy is hard at work compiling it into a concise report. Well, unless there's anything else. I blink, feeling a little bit outside my body. I'm done. This case is done. And not a moment too soon. He claps once loudly, as if dispelling an evil spirit. I truly cannot thank you enough for your assistance in these matters, Florence. All would have been doomed without you. Nah. Oh well, thank you. Just doing my job. Just doing my job. Rather more than that. His attention flickers down the hall to his private chambers. Must he rush away? Or do you have time for a more casual conversation? A flare of mischief reveals his feelings. Whatever he's thinking of discussing can only occur in private, maybe not just discussing either. Well, that doesn't sound terrible. High praise. I endeavor to be worthy. I want to see Gleam though. Okay, I have some time. Then let us retire to calmer environs. It's gonna be awkward. Once in his private chambers, Orion visibly relaxes. Much better. You can finally take a break. There's always more work to be done. We may never truly take a break. He pulls out my chair and, once I'm comfortable, fills the glasses with fresh, ice-cold juice. Still, a little breather may be possible. Orion sinks into his chair and lifts his glass. We shall feel your absence keenly, Florence. You have proven indispensable. I just helped you all come to the right conclusion. No need for humility. If you can do this much in just a few weeks, I fear to imagine what a woman of your capabilities could do in a year. See, I don't believe that. That he would feel this way so quickly. No, you're just flattering me. His gaze hardens and glitters. You still think me insincere. I may begin to take offense. Capturing my hand, he runs his palm over my quickly warming skin. Do you think I will forget you, Florence? No matter how swept away I might feel or how my heart flutters, there's a core of stubborn practicality in me that can never be completely silenced. It speaks up now, loud and undeniable. You live so long, it's a possibility. You are wrong. He draws me to my feet. I had already thought you remarkable when we first met. That impression has only grown. You are unforgettable. My eye will not wander. It cannot wander. Were I to live another 1,000 years, I do not think any would compare to you. He kisses my hands, enjoying the way my fluster rises to bashful pleasure. Okay, do you believe me now? I'm finding your argument convincing. Then know this. You shall always have a place at my side as my lady, permanently, should you choose so. What? I blink? Is that a proposal? I have to return. You have other duties, and we have known each other only briefly. I understand. None of these things make my words any less true. Another kiss, soft and chivalrous, this time on my trembling lips. Return when you are able. In whatever form I may have you, I shall consider myself the most blessed man in the world. He releases my hand, and I feel like I can breathe again. I'll look forward to it. Orion smiles. Will you return with your associates, the rest of your bureau? The decision isn't up to me, I'm afraid, but I'll do what I can to make it happen. Good. I have no issue with your compatriots, but, well, we both know who you'd prefer. Our glasses chime together, toasting the agreement. The drink is cool and refreshing. Pure, vital energy thrums within me. I know I'd prefer to come back to. This is weird. Sunlight spills gently through the trees, illuminating the garden in doubled rays. It's already early afternoon. I realized the day gone before I knew it. Perched on the edge of the fountain, admiring the wildflowers, I see who I've been looking for. Hi, Gleam. The faint shadow of bruising peaks from hidden portions of her arms and legs. How are you feeling? I'm alright. Clearly a lie. She avoids my eye and winces when she accidentally leans on a tender section of her thigh. I wish you didn't have to get hurt for us to achieve this peace. So do I, but it's what we needed to do. That she's taking longer to bounce back stings even more, knowing that my wings are the cause of that slow healing. For all her sadness, though, I don't see a trace of regret. Did Orion say anything more about you becoming ambassador? I'm not well enough. What? Everyone's been nice, but Lord Orion was insistent that I completely recover before he lets me take up any duties. It might not be that hard. I already know so many people through Lady Violet, but I guess it was a heavy responsibility for her too. To Gleam, Angus and Violet's capacities as ambassadors aren't something worthy of criticism. I wonder how true that is. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Me too. Can I help you with anything else? I think you've helped enough. She brushes some curls from her face. But if you'd like to enjoy the garden a little longer, I like the company. I can stay. Oh, good. I will, Her smile quivers, wavers, then breaks. No, don't cry. Oh dear. She falls into my arms, sobbing. I'm sorry, I can't hold it back. I'm going to miss you so much. These tears aren't painful or bitter. They're sad, in a way one can only be when parting with a dear companion. Pure emotion, only one of our group that's able to feel so sincerely. It'll be alright, I'll visit. You will? You would not believe how many vacation days I have banked. She sniffles and wipes her eyes, breath hitching with half-swallowed sobs. We separate and she sits back on the edge of the fountain. It's going to be busy. Everyone's curious about what happened, why it happened. The pixies and brownies have 100 different questions. Not awkward ones, I hope. Not for me. A lot of their questions are about the mundane realm. Some are even asking how to pass through the gate so they can see it for themselves. Oh dear, Albert's going to have a lot of work cut out for him. He'll have so many people wanting to talk to him. I don't glib means to make it sound like Albert's nightmare, but the vision of him being hounded by friendly pixies and brownies makes me burst into laughter. What? What's so funny? Nothing, just make sure you help him out, okay? He'll need it. I'll do my best. Okay, and the last one, Albert, let's talk. Florence's final day in Belchester. I set the last of my things in my suitcase with an odd floating sense of finality. After everything that happened, everyone I met, still all I've bought fits into the same travel-worn set of luggage. Well, almost. I shut the lid and tried to zip it up, but the thing refuses to close. I have to squash everything down, grumbling with effort, before the zip finally closes the whole way around. Why is it always harder to repack than to pack? You have not folded your clothes as efficiently as your initial packing agent. Would you like me to find a video instructing you on a proper storage techniques? You know, I think I'm going to have to pass. I give the suitcase one last shove, then straighten with a sigh. Okay, done. Just in time. Albert's in my doorway, having just arrived. I glance at my watch and frown. There's nearly 2 hours until my train. Sure, but you don't want to run right there, do you? He moves past me and picks up my suitcase without asking. I walked you here that first day. It's only right that I walk you back. Despite myself, I'm unable to stop the amused, indulgent smile. And here I thought you didn't have a trace of an artist in you. Okay. Come on, that's not an artist thing. Everyone likes a bit of symmetry. I glance around the cottage one last time. Everything is packed. Nothing has been forgotten. The cottage is tidy, bed made, everything left almost exactly as I found it. Okay, I'm ready. I shut the door behind me and hand Albert the key. The rumble of my suitcase wheels along the road, the gentle breeze, the faint bar of sheep. I brush my hair from my face and drink it all with a deep luxuriant satisfaction. I'm really going to miss this place, all this fresh air. It'll be right here when you need it. The follow-up question is obvious. I wait a few moments until it feels right to ask it. And will you? Be here or be here when needed? Either, both. He sniffs a quiet laugh through his nose. I'll be here. My duty isn't done just because Orion has calmed down with his antics. He'd love to hear you describe them that way, I'm sure. Albert laughs, causing the wheels of my suitcase to rattle. I'll stay here, I'll do my duty. No matter how I felt about it at that time, I've always wanted to do my duty. Though it's true that things have changed. As it stands with Orion and Rowan, I might actually have a chance to take a little vacation. Actually leave Belchester, you? Don't act so surprised. He looks over the fields, stretching away in orderly squares, and the rising tree line of the forest beyond. I like this place. I think I like it more after I've seen some other places. Maybe Wales? I've always wanted to go to Wales. Wales? That's not even 2 hours drive away. Baby steps. Maybe after that I'll be ready for London. Walking through town, the difference is palpable. Nobody smiles, says hello, or starts a conversation. Neither do they glare Martha across the street. Albert is becoming, in a certain way, accepted among the townsfolk. Mayor Mehta must be putting in a good word for you. They're practically rolling out the welcome mat. Yeah, really. There's a cat on the tree. Oh, so cute. Looking toward the town hall, Albert slows to stop. Speaking of the devil, look, Mayor Mehta and Constable Smythe are all standing in the shade of a tree, engaging in conversation. When she notices us, the mayor raises a hand and beckons us over. Florence, not leaving without saying goodbye, are you? I glance sideways at Albert as we join their circle. Don't look at me, Asma's got her ways. It's true, spies everywhere. The love comes easily, shared by all. Here in this mixed web of secrets and grudges, things have eased more than most. Not me though, I keep my mouth shut these days. Sounds like something a spy would say. Hey, I'm not... Relax, kid, it's a joke. A glance at my watch tells me I still have plenty of time. So you're all friends now? Not really, this Miss Mayor is nice and Archie is, he does his job well, but there's nobody else who we can talk about our particular secrets with, is what he's trying to say. Ah, yes, that does make sense. Look, how are you doing? Oh, you know, muddling along, trying not to freak out. Had any more strange dreams? With what happened? Yeah, obviously, I can get that headless guy off my head. Very apt, Locke. May I ask, is there a reason for this question? Just wondering, I'm sure all of you have had disturbed sleep after such a big revelation. All three fall silent. Constable Smythe averts his eyes. I guess sometimes I've woken up earlier than I expected. I'm sure. Locke's expression is uncomfortable, but then he always looks a bit uncomfortable. This may sound strange. Did you dream about landscapes, mountains maybe? Mountains? His eyebrows draw together, thinking hard. I search his face closely for any hidden quirks or tells. I don't think so. I dream about the pub, about the Dulahan, about other things, but not mountains. Other things like Nettie. I look at him long enough that he begins to fidget. Is that okay? It'll have to be. Locke is an awful liar, and I know when to trust my gut. If he remembered, I'd be able to tell. Which means that he doesn't know he's a dreamer, doesn't know what he did in that strange, cloudy landscape. Probably for the best. Pardon? Nothing. I have no idea what that means. Buoyed by the lightness of the completed case, I gladly filed it away with the rest of the things to think about later. Yes, that does make sense. Mayor, has anything changed? In what way? The knowledge that a community of fairies and pixies lives on my doorstep. That our resident pariah has been our sole defender for nearly 30 years. If you mean that, then yes, I think things have really changed. You know, I meant in Belchester village. Just teasing. The mayor eyes the square as if daring anyone to start causing trouble. Nobody is really saying what they saw. If they saw anything, much easier to believe it was a bad dream or a trick of the light than accept goblins and headless horsemen are real. Things are normal, more normal than usual. Albert shifts his grip on my luggage and nods. I've noticed it too. People aren't friendly, but I don't feel like I'm waiting for some drunk bloke to come and start something anymore. Maybe they just don't have the courage without the filth on their side. You might have something there. The plow has calmed down too. People are still a bit confused about where those new faces came from, but it's passing. Starve the organism of oxygen, of drama, in this case, and it dies. Basically. Speaking of drama, the mayor looks around before leaning in with a conspirational whisper. Archie and I had the most interesting encounter the other days with two real characters. You might know them: loud mouths, dramatic clothes, wings. Albert and I stared at each other, then back at her. No, they're here? Asma and I were double-checking the tree line for intruders when these two come screaming out, literally flying and screaming. We couldn't have that, of course. Not where people could see, so Archie took measures to ensure they remained calm. Judging by the dark flicker in his eye, I can guess what those measures were. Turns out handcuffs work just as well on fairies as they do on humans. Then you just brought them to the town hall? They could have just flown away. They are resting comfortably in the holding stalls, disguised as normal humans. Apparently they're fleeing retribution of whatever it is you did to them. How terrible to be arrested while trying to escape, especially arrested by people who can deliver them right back. You're terrifying, Asmi. Thank you. Ah yes, okay. We'd better go. Of course, don't let us keep you. I shouldn't look at Albert. Oh, I wouldn't. I'd rather lose a limb than not be punctual. I was late one time. And it was a horrible first impression. I shake Asma's hand when she offers it. Thank you for your hospitality, Mayor Mehta. Come back anytime. Belchester will always welcome you. Yeah, we'd love to see you again. See you. A part of my heart pleasantly stings. Being thanked comes more often at the end of a case, when I've solved their problems. Not always. Sometimes I can hardly get out of the door fast enough, and they can hardly wait for me to go. This one feels different. This whole place feels different. My expression remains pleasant, neutral, professional, as I fight to stop tears from springing into my eyes. I hope we can meet again. I recover my bags and look at Albert. Ready to go? Yes. Goodbye. We take our time walking in that final path. I observe the details of each house, each stone fence, each path of grass, with that peculiar nostalgic knowledge that only comes upon departure. Despite what I said, I may never come here again. It slows my steps, and Albert does not rush. It's strange. What is? This you going feels like. His shoulders bob, unable to put his feelings into words. Like there's so much left to do. Regrets come attached to everything we do, that's life. Life sucks. Soon we are standing at the foot of the steps to the train station. I check my watch, half an hour early. There's time, just a little more time. I could wait with Albert. No gaze trapping you this time. I climb the stairs and turn, looking back with a grin. Not this time. Good. In almost every way, he's the same man he was when we first met, right down to the same pair of dirty boots. It's only the light behind those eyes, lighter, stronger, more determined, that has changed. You saved my life, you know? You save mine a lot more often. I mean it. I don't feel trapped anymore, not weighed down by my duty, or resigned to it, or whatever. I always wanted to do it, but now I want to do it. He struggles again, shoulders bobbing helplessly. Does that make sense? I think so. We shake hands, then as I move to release, he yanks me in for a brief, tight hug. Really, for everything, thank you. I draw back when he lets me, accepting my suitcase when he offers it. You're welcome. I check my watch again. We still have some time left, no need to stand around, is there? I sink down onto the top step. Albert, after watching me a moment, sits by my side. Belchester spreads out before us, a straggling collection of cottages in fields, condensing to the small village square. It's a nice place, all things considered. Yeah. No, really, I have more occasion to see the ugly underside of things than most. Belchester has that, obviously, every place in the world does, but... I rest my elbows on my knees, letting my hands loosely dangle. It's nice. Even when they side-eye you every time you walk down the street. Not every time. Don't be pedantic, that's Nettie's job. We watch an elderly couple slowly walk down the lane, grocery bags dangling from the woman's walker. A pleasant fantasy conjures in my mind. Quiet village life, a peaceful retirement filled with small pleasures. Right beside is another fantasy, experiencing London free of work requirements, filled with exploration and excitement. I don't know which I'd prefer. Even now in my 30s, life spreads out before me in a way it hadn't before I came to Belchester. Maybe you and Nettie should visit. My flat is embarrassingly small, but it might still be fun. I'd like that she would too. He bumps my shoulder lightly. Don't worry, I'll sleep on the couch. And have me and Nettie share a bed? Albert pauses to think, throwing at an unfixed point down the lane. Yeah, you're right. She doesn't like sharing space with anybody. Our laughter prompts a glare from someone in the neighboring yard. It'd be exciting. I'm sure Nettie's seen some things, but I'd like the chance to show someone completely new to London all the sights. Like Buckingham Palace or Westminster Abbey? Those, yes, but also the actual London, where we eat, where we shop, where we live. There's even a few small supernatural communities who'd be fascinated to meet you. I've never had the chance to bring anybody to places like those. It's a nice quiet fantasy we indulge in for a while until inevitably the time comes to leave. As I turn to enter the station, a small selfish part of me calls out, begging something, anything, to give me a reason to stay. Just a few more minutes. Anything, for 5 more minutes. Then it comes, not magic, oh shit. Hey, what's with the Irish goodbye? Nettie jogs up the lane, trailed by Orion and Glim. An unacceptable lack of manners, surprising from one such as you. At least let us see you off. My heart swells as I walk back down the steps. You all came? How could we not? Everything we need to say has already been said. I made sure of that one by one, so that there'd be no more painful last-minute goodbyes. It's like that sometimes, and I knew this parting would be more painful than most. Yes, yet it isn't. It's sweet. I've made friends here, and those bonds tether me in a way I never expected. Thank you all for coming to see me off. You're sweet. We are not. Not in the slightest. Glim bounces on her heels, eyes bright. Will you be back soon? I promise. With perfect timing, I hear the hoot of the arriving train. From one face to another, I take them in, engraving their images in my mind. See you soon. I take my last bag from Albert and climb the stairs. The screech of the rails fills the quiet village air. I take in a breath, preparing myself and... Agent! It's so sudden I literally jump and shriek. God, what, Sammy? Excellent news! Your application has been approved. What? Really? Yes, I was notified to inform you the moment it processed. Is one of a moment ago. It has been processed. 4 sets of eyes burn into my back. I turn, wearing an increasingly embarrassed grin. Well, that rather ruined my dramatic exit. What's he talking about, Florence? It's just, I thought it would take a lot longer. At least a few weeks. Bureaucracy runs so slowly, and I'd have to go back to London anyway. That's not an answer. The moment stretches. My face feels hot, like a teenager caught dancing in their room. I may have applied for transfer. A new position reflecting the evolving landscape. What position? Liaison. Official liaison for the Belchester area. With everything that happened, I thought it best to have an official agent nearby to deal with any unexpected changes. But that means... What irony, my wish comes true, yet I've never wanted to sink into the floor more. As of this moment, I am the official liaison for Belchester Village. Congratulations, agent. Thanks, Sammy. Couldn't have done it without you. Why the eyes? Why the rolling of the eyes? The others explode into... Not a single... Well, maybe it's my fault, but not a single cutscene so far. This is the end. You guys. The others explode into delight, or as close to exploding as this group can manage. Albert grabs my bags and we bundle off down the plow for a celebration drink. I'm soon sitting, surrounded by friends and comrades, the table filled with drinks and snacks. We're talking and laughing. The noise wraps around me like a warm blanket. With pride in his eyes, Orion speaks quietly, lips hidden behind the rim of his drink. It is not just your wings that have made you more like a fairy. This deception is equal to anything my kind can conjure. I press my face into my hands and groan. God, I've never been more embarrassed. Grim giggles, Nettie smirks, Albert smiles. Well, don't worry, you'll have plenty of chances to top it now. Please, cutscene. No, God, I'm not worthy of a cutscene. I did bad with stats. We drink, talk, and laugh. The last of our worries slowing off our shoulders. Before I know it, the sun sinks behind the horizon. I feel relaxed, happy, completed and fulfilled. The pleasant daze is so intense that I don't notice until I'm tapped on the shoulder. I look up and see Orion. The man who stands above me does not bear his wings, or his crown, or his flashy clothes, yet, for it all, he remains regal, a posture and presence that nothing can break, nothing can hide. The softness underneath that lordly stare has been hard-born through struggle, misunderstandings, and pain. That we have come to an end to the road. That we have come to the end of the road at all is a miracle. The many cases I've closed, the many people I've known, none of them come close to the place I've found with Orion. Are you just going to stare at me? It would be an awful night, gazing upon such perfection. It would not be, okay. My cheeks flush at this overt flattery. It's over-the-top theatrical, and completely tenderly honest. Let us leave this place. There is something I wish you to have. What is it? My hand is already in his. He holds it while I get to my feet, as stately as any Victorian-era gentleman. Follow and discover for yourself. Oh, a surprise. Better be nice. Unfurling our wings, we soar to Orion's court. There is no discussion, no debate, just understanding of two people finally attuned. The throne room is empty when we arrive, all pixies, brownies, goblins, and guests, either sleeping or safely out of sight. Orion strides through the space with an air of casual ownership. I, the one who returned it to him, walked by his side. What? What did you return to him? The lady to his lord. If you've brought me here for another ball, I have to say, this is quite a poor turnout. He answers by lifting my hand, twirling me in a series of elegant movements across the floor. There will be time to dance. Now it's time for something more. If anyone returned ownership of the throne to him, ownership on their own, is Gleam. She was literally beaten. Oh God, for her efforts. Those words leave tingling warmth in my chest. You're right, we've got so much more time now. Step by step we ascend the stairs. He stops me in front of his empty throne. I would have chased you to the city, worn glamours for as long as it took. Done anything to bring you back to me. No, through Providence, you stay. I have been given everything in this world that I desire. Your throne? You, Florence, only you. Hardly believe that. A half-turn leaves the space before the throne empty. He lowers at the waist, gesturing to the great oaken seat. Sit, Florence. That's the throne which you shall now share. What? Still spinning internally from his grand romantic words, it takes a moment for my brain to catch up with reality. He offers to share the throne? But this means nothing, because real power is in Rowan's hand. Pardon? You want me to sit on your throne? I want you to sit in your throne, on your throne. Taking my hand, he lowers me into the seat. It's comfier than it looks. The bows are smooth, no awkward branches poke me in the sides, steady, secure. I look up at Orion in confusion. I think Gleam deserves it. More than you do. I don't understand. Are you giving me the throne? What is mine is yours, Florence. It is already in your possession. With another deft movement, he's in the front of the throne, then kneeling. The only woman who deserves to share my crown. It looks well on you. No, I don't believe that. That's quite a gift. He kisses my knuckles, then rises again, slowly circling. No less than is owed to you for all you have done, not to mention the heart you have won. Finally cutscene, no? Yeah. Okay. That looks nice. Gleam should be there. This is a petition. And I signed it. I don't know what to say. Saying nothing, only accept my gift. Is your gift a proposal or just so greedy? Not a proposal, a simple compliment to your strength and intelligence, and a desire to keep such a precious jewel close by. Precious jewel, no. I say it again, Florence. Nobody else in my long life has ever been so fit to rule beside me. This is not real power, and nobody has won my heart so fully either. There's no chance to doubt his words. He doesn't let me. This confession, more than all the others, is true. This is a lot, but it would be an honor, Orion. His smile is a wonderful reward. Your Orion, nobody else's. Ooh. He takes his time circling the throne, admiring me from all angles. My skin prickles and goosebumps race wherever I sense his burning gaze. The way he openly wants me, the power of his attraction, it's flattery beyond flattery, commitment beyond rings and vows. It's just him, elevating me above all others. No announcements or pronouncements, just him, placing me where I truly belong, on his throne. Okay. I swallow gently, forcing my voice not to squeak. If you keep staring at me like that, I'm going to combust. You will do more than that. He bends down and captures my lips. Then he kneels. Another cutscene? Nope. I was getting greedy. It takes longer than expected. After he finishes to stop my limbs from trembling, I slump on his throne with a dazed smile, gazing at the throne room with unfocused relaxation. Let nobody ever say you don't put your money where your mouth is, Orion. The other way around, I should think. I begin to weakly retort when my watch buzzes with an alert. Agent, I have a message. No, it's not the time, you little blue fairy. I'm with my lady. Little blue fairy. I apologize, Lord Orion, but it is urgent. Agent Pierce has sent through a high-priority request to Agent Florence. Is Agent Pierce going to be the main character of the second volume? Pierce? What's going on? He requests your presence in Iceland. Ooh, Iceland. Beautiful. His exact words are, as soon as physically possible. Slowly, on shaking arms, I push myself upright. You're answering his summons? It takes a little longer before my legs cooperate. Orion helps me stand, openly bewildered. I have to, it's my job. So soon after we had celebrated that he would stay, my heart warms at his sadness. I gently squeeze his hand. I have a duty to protect the people under my care. That means answering this call. You understand, don't you? Warmth floods his handsome face, warmth, admiration, and pride. I know you do. It is the reason why I love you. Ooh, L word dropped. That's it. So I'm guessing Florence will be Agent Pierce's sidekick in Volume 2, right? And everything will take place in Iceland. Iceland is beautiful. I would love to see that. I'm very looking forward to Volume 2. Thank you for reading the Parallel Universes Bureau. We hope you enjoyed the story. I did. Overall, it's a nice story. It's very underrated and lacks attention from the team, I guess. And I don't know. So few cutscenes for the ending. Come on, guys. Would you like to thank the developers? Of course. Thank you so much. Take my diamonds. Okay, while the titles roll. It was a great story. I mean, it was a nice story. The characters are very nicely done. I mean, Gleam and Orion sprite are top. Chef's kiss. What else? The atmosphere. I enjoyed it a lot. And the music. The music is so good. I mean, it's really underrated if you think of it. Yeah, maybe some things could have been better, like more cutscenes, more, I don't know, how to say that, more cutscenes, more attention to the story would be nice from the developers. So here are all these people who worked on this volume. About volume 2. I have high expectations. I'm really looking forward to volume 2, honestly. I think the main character will be Agent Pierce. Maybe it's a male character, I don't know. We have seen just a black sprite of him, nothing else. And I think Florence is going to be his sidekick. Yep. Among great characters, also Sammy, how could I forget? That was great character. It was funny and adorable. And thank you so much. I am going to miss this lake That's a great shot. Thanks for this story. I wish all the best for Volume 2. And it gave me 100 diamonds. What's there not to like? So here are my stats. That's it for Volume 1 of The Pub, Parallel Universes Bureau. It's been nice. Hope you liked it too. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!